I love using BOOKBOLT to create book covers, but we have a problem. This book cover is terrible. So in this video, I'm going to show you 5 tips on how you can make your book covers really pop. And they're easy to implement tips. They're more design tips than technical. Let's jump in. Okay, so tip number 1 is to use color. So what I'm going to do here is click on the Shapes tool, and I've got my shape here. If I remove my shape, you'll just see it's just the template for the book. So what I would recommend you do is you create a shape, put it right here. I'm just going to delete it and show you how to do that. So over on the left, you're going to have a page that looks like this. This is your book cover. So on the left-hand side, you've got your cover. I'm going to click the Shapes button. That's the second one down. And I'm going to pick a shape. Just going to pick a rectangle. And the rectangle actually defaults to black. You can change it to whatever color you like. So you can use a black cover if you like. You can use a red color. I would recommend using a color that really pops because this is really going to be your thumbnail when you have your book published on Amazon. So here is my book template. Now what I can do with this is I can change the opacity of this so that I can see the template in behind it. I can just move this down. So I've got blue. Maybe I'll do it like that. Okay, now I've already got a picture and some font on here. So I want to make sure that my shape is moved to the back. So I'm going to right click on the shape and I'm going to go send to back. Now I can access my font, for example. So using color is an artistic endeavor. There's no one right color, but what I would recommend is if you have a dark color, so in this case, I'm just going to move the opacity back up to 100. I would not recommend something like this. I would recommend that you change the font color to say white or something that is complementary to the blue so that it stands out. Same thing here with this image that I've uploaded. I can change this using the effects. I could say, invert the color, for example. That looks better, right? Because I have the picture being white, I'm going to change the text now back to white as well. Control A selects all the font, and then I can just go in here and change it to white. Do you notice anything wrong with that font? I do. I'm going to click it, and I'm going to make sure it's centered, but I'm also going to make sure that it's aligned center as well, because it was aligned left. So you want to make sure little things like that. That's the difference between your puzzle book looking very average or looking professional. So tip number 2 is to change the font size. So most people will type in the font, and I'll show you how it's kind of done normally. You go to the left, you click on the text, click heading, and then I'm going to type in the word, say, puzzle book. And what I'm doing is I'm clicking enter, and now I'm clicking the word book. I don't want to do that. And it's better to do what I'm about to show you. Click the word puzzle, go into heading, type in the word book, and now you can move these really close together. You can overlay them. You can do whatever you like. So here, I'm going to make this word puzzle really big as possible, right like that. And then I'm going to say book. I'm going to actually move this over here. And I could actually change that text if I wanted to say white, black, maybe a different color. If you want to leave it the same, another option you can do is you can right click and copy, right click and paste, which says duplicate. So now I've got 2 words that say puzzle. I'm going to change the font now in here to white. And what I could do is I could actually move this on top and create a very easy looking shadow. So fonts really can make your book pop because you can have just one color, or in this case, 2 colors, and it creates a 3-dimensional option. You could do the same thing here with the image as well. I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate. That now gets me a second image. I can then go to effects. I can remove the invert, click OK, and now I could put that on top and I could create a much more interesting image. I'm going to just zoom right in here so you can see. You can create a much more interesting image than just having it simply black or white. These are very subtle changes, but again, they're the difference between making your book cover look really professional versus somewhat amateurish. You can make it as pronounced as you like. Okay, tip number 3 is to use bleed. And so what I mean by that is, for example, I'm going to insert a puzzle here on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on the puzzle button, and I'm going to go here to interior templates, and I'm going to select, say, a maze. I'm going to select this preview, the circular triangular maze. I'm going to click it, and I want to select it for my cover. I'm going to select next and click submit. And now I've got a template of a maze set up right here. Now I can change the interior color to white. I'm going to click OK. And most people would simply select it and stick it kind of in the middle of their book. But another option is, I'm going to zoom out here, is to just bleed it right off the page. And then you can put your text in over top of it. People know it's a maze, or at least gives them an idea it's a maze. You could also do this right on the front cover as well. You could have your puzzle book, for example, looking like that. We can see it definitely gives it more of a interesting flavor to the book because it's just going right off the page. And it doesn't need to be that pronounced, by the way. I mean, you could certainly make it smaller, and you can change things around here. This is a nice feature of BookBolt is you can just have it barely off the page. So that's another option there too. I'm going to remove my bird here. I'm actually going to make him quite a bit smaller and move him over here. And then I'm going to move my puzzle so it's like that. So, you could have a bird theme book. You could have it look like that, for example. There's lots of different options. And look at how quickly I'm making these changes. There's absolutely no reason you have to be stymied from a technical perspective. Using BookBolt, you can just simply go in here and let your imagination run wild. Okay, tip number 4 is to remember that you've got a template underneath. So here I've got my book. I'm thinking this is looking pretty good. But when I click on my actual blue background, if I remove it for a second, you'll notice there's a barcode sitting here, right? So if I had this piece of text sitting over here, that's not going to look so good. It's going to be hidden by the barcode that's created when Amazon publishes the book. You want to make sure also that you don't have your text off the bleed. So in the last tip, I said, hey, make sure that you have something off the bleed to make it really pop, but that's for images only. If you want to read something, you want to make sure it's inside the bleed area. So here I'm like, where am I going to put this? So I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to then put my blue background back on. I'm going to move this over here, get my maze sitting like that. I'm going to change my text and make it all white. And I know now this is not going to be in the way of the barcode. Okay, the last tip I've got is to be big and to be bold. So how could we make this cover stand out more? So I'm going to go up here to circular text and I'm going to move it over here so we can work on it. And I'm going to edit the text and I'm going to change the radius of this. I'm just going to make it a bit less round. I'm going to click OK. You can simply just move this so to make it smaller. And I'm going to move this right up to the top. So this is simply designed to make the book more saleable. You can sell it better. So I'm going to have Perfect for Bird Enthusiasts right here. We know it's a bird book because there's a picture of a bird on it. But we know as the author, but somebody buying the book may not know that. I'm just going to select Control A and I'm just going to move everything down very slightly here. And then I'm going to click my blue background and just make sure that it's centered here. So you want to be big and be bold. This is the bold part. Perfect for bird enthusiasts. The other thing you'd want to do is make sure you don't have a ton of white space. Now we call it white space even though it's a blue background, but we've got a ton of blue space here. Big empty space. We should fill it with something. And what I would recommend you do is you make it bold. So for example, I'm going to click the heading button. I'm going to type in the word mysterious. I'm going to put it at the top. I'm going to then Control C and Control V and paste it. And I'm going to say amazing. I'm going to do the same thing again, Control V, that pastes it down. Hours of fun. This may not be intuitive if you're an author, but don't necessarily sell a lot of books. You're more worried about the content of the book rather than selling the book. So here, the sole purpose of this text is to help sell the book. That's it. So what I would recommend you do is you go onto Amazon and you look up high-selling puzzle books or whatever the book is that you're trying to make, and you see their covers and you try to recreate their cover. Now, I'm not suggesting you copy it. I'm not suggesting you steal something. What I'm suggesting is you take a look. Do they have text like this that is trying to sell the book on the front of the page, on the back of the page? I would say yes. I think it's a great idea. I'm also going to fill the white space down at the bottom here with a couple other little mazes. So I'm going to select the cover on this case, select next, select submit, and we'll see that this maze now pops up. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to move it over here, and now I can make the line color nice and dark. So you could make just one, or you could make a bunch of different mazes and you can stick them all here and fill up the back of the book. Having white space does not help you sell the book. By the way, I need a little hack. I'm just going to zoom in here so you can see this a bit better. If you're not happy with how pronounced the white or the black is, a quick little tip, simply right click on the image, duplicate it, and then just leave it alone. Don't actually move it. I'll do the same thing over here with the white. You'll notice it's going to become more white. I'm going to right click, duplicate it, and it's because there's two of the same image now sitting on top of each other. And by the way, if you zoom in on this and let's say you're looking at something and you go, I want to reset this zoom, simply right click on the book outside of any individual image. So I'm just going to zoom back out with my scroll wheel, but let's say you wanted to zoom it so it's in the middle. Simply click outside the book, right click, reset zoom. That sets it back to the original spot. I really love using BookBolt. I'm going to put a link in the video description below. Just a heads up, it is an affiliate link, and that means if you click on the link and you purchase BookBolt, I would receive a small commission. I love BookBolt. I use it, and I recommend BookBolt. It's hours and hours of fun. You can create so many great looking books, and as you saw in this video, it's very easy to do. It's very intuitive. Here's another video on how you can supercharge your low-content book journey using the powers of BOOKBOLT.